So here's a bone tumor. This was in the distal half or the very distal end of the femur. It was a very aggressive lesion. Let's start by talking about what's normal. Here's fibroadipose tissue. That's bone, obviously. It's pink. It's generally blue if it's not been decalcified. This looks like lamella bone with parallel lamellae. These look like haversian canals. And I want you to specifically look at this area here. This is the periosteum, and the periosteum has been lifted off. There's some connecting fibers between the periosteum and bone. Those are referred to as Sharpey's fibers. So enough about normal. When you go on higher power, what you're seeing is a lot of bone. Most of it is lamella, but it's sort of thickened. It's not normal cancellous bone. And it's thickened because it's reacting to this process, which is clearly neoplastic, right? For the most part, this looks like cartilage, right? There are lacunar spaces in which cells are buried in there. That appearance is very characteristic of cartilage. This is not normal cartilage. Think of normal cellularity of cartilage is what you see at the articular face, on the articular hyaline cartilage. This is way more than that. In addition, chondrocyte nuclei should be small and lymphocyte-like. Look at these. These are large and vesicular. So this is malignant cartilage, just based on those features alone. But perhaps the bigger feature is this infiltration of pre-existing bone. Notice how this cartilage is just flowing between the pre-existing bone. That's pre-existing bone. That's pre-existing bone, as if it's a little like water. It's just flowing between it. That appearance where nearly 100% of the pre-existing bone is surrounded by cartilage, that is infiltration. So now we're thinking of a high-grade chondrosarcoma. In fact, chondrosarcomas that are this high grade are relatively unusual. Most chondrosarcomas are grade 1, grade 2. They never reach this degree of atypia. But there's something else that is interesting that's going on here. And that makes it not a chondrosarcoma. And what you're seeing here is bone formation. Now this is neoplastic bone. And you can see at a very cursory look, if you look at this area, you might dismiss this as reactive bone, but it is forming within that malignant cartilage. That bone is surrounded by tumor, and that makes it neoplastic bone. Virtually any cartilage producing tumor with bone formation is a osteosarcoma. This is a chondroblastic osteosarcoma, and here's more of that phenomenon. These tumors are often mistaken for chondroblastomas. There is a big difference between the two. Osteosarcomas will receive chemotherapy. Chondrosarcomas are not chemosensitive. So chondroblastic osteosarcoma.